Hi everyone, Antonio here. Welcome back to the Think Lean Mind and Body Transformation Journey video series, and this is episode number 13. Now, this week I want to talk to you about being a victim or being a victor. Now, in the weight loss journey, this is a key important concept you must understand in order to finally achieve the result, the weight loss result, or the body shape, or the relationship with food that you really want and deserve. Now, why I'm saying that? Because my experience of being a victim of my life, of the way I looked for more than 25 years, for being obese and struggling with all possible weight loss problems and bad relationship and approach to food, was always the cause of me being unhappy. But the problem with that was not the situation I was in. The problem was the blaming that I was doing to my situation and to other people, instead of focusing on who was the cause of my pain. Now, most people, and I'm going to explain in this video why this is happening and what you can do in order to change this attitude, because this is just a basic attitude that we all have in our life, and mainly in the things that we are not happy with, will give you some result that you never imagined possible, and most importantly, it will give you control over your life, over your result, and over the things that you have to do in order to achieve not only your weight loss results or your food relationship, but in every area of your life. Now, what I mean with being a victim? Being a victim, I mean that everything happened in your life, you're always blaming someone else. The situation, the event you are in, a person, or your country, your parents, your family, your siblings. There is always someone that has the guilt of making you feel upset. Now, first of all, there is nobody that can make you feeling anything if you don't want it. First concept. And I come from this problem in my life. Again, I was always blaming someone else. I was blaming my family, my gene, my background. I'm Italian, so very food cultural oriented. My mother that was feeding me too much, or some kind of invented disease I had that I was not able to lose weight and to achieve the result I wanted. For most of my life, I acted as someone was involved in my problems, was the cause of my problem. So I was a victim of what was happening to me. Now, when I decided to approach my weight loss journey in a different way, I had to decide to learn, and actually this is the first personal development I learned, was to take 100% responsibility of everything ever happened to me in my past, happening in my present, and that will happen in my future. This is probably the most challenging concept that you have to digest and engrave in your mind in order to achieve any kind of result in your life. Again, this is mind and body transformation journey. It's not a dieting program, it's not a fitness program. This is a shift in your mindset, and taking responsibility 100% of your life. It means completely shift the way you see yourself, the way you see your past life, what you have done in the past, every relationship, every situation, every kind of event that pleasant or unpleasant happen in your life. This is take courage, and is the most challenging thing that you have to do in all your life. Now, why that? When we blaming someone else, a situation or a person, about the things that we are not happy with, we give power to the situation, to the event, to the person, to control our life. We are fat because someone is feeding us too much, because we think we have some problems because we think we have no willpower, because we think that we are in a wrong country or we are in a wrong situation. Because if everything was good in your life, if your job was okay, if you had no relationship problems, if everything was completely perfect, then you were able to reach your goals and your target. You were able to be happy, and in the weight loss journey you were able to achieve your perfect weight loss. This is never going to happen. Now you have to take complete responsibility of everything that ever happened to you and start from this basic concept to start to take action in your life every single day, and accept the fact that everything you are, everything you do, everything you want to be is in your power. Now we start with this blame game and act as a victim, as life, everything happened to us is because someone has some involvement in it, is for one simple reason. Everything we do in our life is to avoid pain and gain pleasure. Now, blaming someone else in our life, if you are fat because you think that someone has a responsibility for it, what you do, you're trying to make your life easier. Because blaming someone else or something else outside yourself, it means make your life easier, less painful. Because if you take responsibility and you say to yourself, the way I look when I see myself in front of the mirror, or when I look down and I see my huge belly in front of me, is my own responsibility to change it, is my own fault. If I look like that and I don't like it, it requires a huge amount of honesty, and the straight action after, the straight thoughts that you have to think about is to do something. Now, as a coach, I work with many people as a life coach and as a weight loss coach. People are contacting me because they want to be helped, but they don't want to do anything to change. So some people are there blaming the world for the way they are, the way they look, the way they feel, because they don't want to take responsibility of acting and do something different. So if I was saying to myself for all my life that my country or my mother or my genes or my bones were responsible for how fat I was, for me was easier because I was blaming something external. I had not to take responsibility to change. It's because that person, that event is involved in my way feeling unhappy. But if I'm saying it's me that I'm responsible for that, I had to do something to change. This for me was a breakthrough. When I understand this concept and I start to question everything I was doing and everything I'd done in the past, I start to see my life in a completely different perception. Now, this was the hardest things I had to do, because say to yourself that everything you have done in your past, every crap that you had to deal with, it was your responsibility to do something different or accept or act in some way, and there was nobody involved in it, even if apparently it was. It takes huge courage and also a huge, brutal, honest with yourself. You have to be very, very honest. Honesty is the key of accepting that everything you have ever done or everything you never done in your life is your own responsibility. Now, again, this is probably the most challenging concept you have to deal with if you won't take a step above where you are right now. If you start to see your life from a different light and start to achieve results that you have never achieved before. Taking responsibility for everything, even when apparently you are not direct involved in something is the biggest argument I have with my coaching client. Because when I say to them, listen, whatever is happening to you, even if you are not directly involved in the situation, is your own fault, they start to complain. So the most common question I always have is this one. So you're saying to me that if someone is doing something bad to me, I'm responsible for it. And when I say yes, I start to have kind of argument with my coaching client. But if they decide to stay with me, they will understand that what I'm saying is pretty right. And if you look around and you talk with other coaches or other guru in personal development, they will always have a common way to see responsibility in life. Now, if you are involved in something that you are not directly responsible for, you are responsible not for the event that's happening, not for the situation, but you are responsible for the way you approach the situation. The way you think about something and in the way you take action is always in your complete responsibility. If someone is doing something bad to you, you are in charge of deciding how much impact you want that person to give in your life. So the response that you have to anything in life is always up to you. It's true that sometimes we don't have nothing to do with something that we are not happy with. If someone does something bad to you, you have an argument with your colleagues or work, or there is a situation or life is throwing you at something that is completely random. There is no possibility to change or to do something about it. You are in charge of deciding how much want you to this situation or the person destroy your own view of life and your own situation. This is up to you. So taking responsibility, it doesn't mean only be involved in something and accept that it's your fault. But when you are not involved in something, it's up to you to decide how much impact you want that person or the things or the situation have in your life. And you have always a choice of doing something rather than something else. This is always in your power. So if you have said all your life that the way you look, when you look in the mirror, you are very upset with yourself, and you are aware that you think that the situation is because someone else or something happening outside of yourself, it's a moment to stop. It's a moment to sit down, be very honest with yourself, and accept that the way you look, the way you feel is in complete I don't want to say it's in complete it's completely in your hand, but what I want to say is you are in charge of deciding what to do about it. And once you decide, you are in charge of deciding what action you need to take in order to change. So stop blaming the situation, stop blaming something outside yourself, and start to take the potential that you already have to change what is in your power to change. And if it's not in your power to change, you will have the power to accept, to deal with the things from your own perspective. So you are always in charge of what you think, how you feel, and how you react to anything in your life. Don't make your life easier blaming someone else, because this will last for very small period of time, and plus will never give you the result that you want. Because giving responsibility to someone else, good or bad, will give to the other person or to the event or to life the power to control you. In life, you want the power or control yourself, your event, and your situation. And you have the power to decide what to do when the situation is not in your power to change or something that you don't like. In the weight loss, from now on, if you always blame someone else. I want you to stop and rethink everything you have done in your life to look the way you look today, and accept 100% that the way you see yourself, the way you are right now that you don't like, is your responsibility for the way you are today, and it's your responsibility to do something else to change what must be changed right now. You have one only things that you unfortunately you have to develop, and this brutal honesty with yourself. It hurts, and it will hurt bad, but the result that you have, accepting that you're responsible for the way you look and feel and the way you see yourself, is in your hand to change. Nobody's involved in it. Nobody was ever involved in it. Was always you doing everything. Was always you eating. Was always you decide to go on a diet. Was always you decide to gain all your weight back. Was always you decide to join a fitness program and to drop after a week. It was always you to reach for the crap food every week or every day and eating it, and nobody has nothing to do with it but you. Once you understand that, I promise you, once you understand that everything is in your responsibility and you have the power to change and you accept it, no matter how painful is your past, you were always doing or not doing something to make you the way you feel, look, and see yourself today. Nobody else. And again, even if you had the bad experience in your life in the past, in every area of your life, that you know that someone did something wrong to you, even at the point you were in charge of deciding how much impact you wanted to give to that person in your life, how much messed up you want to feel and be upset with yourself because the person, the event that you had no control over came in your life. So you are in charge, and if you are not in charge right now, you will know, because you can only analyze your self-talk. And when you think about the way you look, the body shape that you have, or the way that you see on the scale, you're thinking that someone else is responsible for what you see, you are acting from a victim point of view. I want you to start today to act as a victor, as a protagonist of your life, not as only a spectator that see what's happening and then sitting there and blame the world for the things that you actually don't want to accept or you don't like. So sit down, review all the things that you have done in your life, good and bad, and see in every single situation how much responsibility you could have taken in that place, how much you have done or you haven't done to create who you are today and what you today. Always, for every situation, for every single things you have done in the past, and from now on, anytime you do or you don't do something, asking yourself, what amount of responsibility do I have in the situation right now that I don't like, and what I can do differently, because you have always something that you can do to move from where you are to where you want to be. There is no coach, there is no training program, there is no diet, there is no person, there is nothing that can help you if you don't take responsibility 100% for all your life. Start today. If you don't start today, you are in an ocean drifting and waiting the next things coming in your life, and then decide to blame someone else or something else, and you wasting precious time that you can use to accept what that you won't change, and start to do something else, something different that will start finally move from where you are to where you want to be. Now, one thing that you gain from taking responsibility is freedom, because whatever happens in your life, good or bad, you always know that you will be able to do something. You will be able to manage the situation, and if you don't like, do something different. So never forget this concept. Take responsibility for everything that ever happened to you, that is happening right now, and will happen in the future. You are in charge of your life. Take control of your life and don't let your life controlling you. Okay? So never forget this concept. Everything you do in your life, everything you will do, start from this concept of having power over everything. And this is a training aspect of your life. You need to be trained to do that on the daily basis, practicing and be cruel and honest with yourself. Okay, so I hope this 13 video episode helped you to understand better concept in your personal development journey, in your weight loss journey, and also in the way you can improve your life 360 degrees in every area. So there is a mind shift that you need in order to see a body shift. There is a mindset that you need to shift in order to see results in your life that you have never seen before. So comment this video, let me know your opinion, what's happening, and I will be very happy to support you. Again, Think Clean Formula is on YouTube, on Apple Podcast now, free. You can also visit thinkcleanformula.com website, where there is the blog where I'm sharing all these episodes and where you can contact me anytime, and I will be very happy to support you. Another thing that I don't specify a lot, but if you know my coaching program, you will be already aware of it, is that I'm offering 1 hour completely free coaching conversation about your situation and see if there is any way that we can jump together in this one-to-one journey for 100 days, where I will help you to achieve results that you have never imagined possible. So follow, like, comment, let me know what is your situation, and I will see you next episode.